are preparing for your trip to Canada, don't do this.
What you looking for? We got what you looking for. What you looking for? We got what you looking for.
Hey guys, how are you today? It's been so long, I know, right? So just like I promised, and just because you guys asked, I have decided to give you a beautiful gift this holiday. So today I will be talking about the point of entry questions for those traveling with the spousal open work permits. Yeah, you heard that right. Finally, I know, right? I also have like a list of documents that you are supposed to carry with you if you're traveling with a child, because I traveled with a child. So just as a disclaimer, I am not a licensed immigration consultant. Everything I'll be saying today as information that are based on my experience, you get, and also information from the IRCC website. I'll also be leaving a link to this information on the IRCC website in the description section of this video. So grab your popcorn, cross your legs, get a chair, don't stand, because we're about to dig in. So here are the list of documents that you should carry with you. If you're traveling with a minor, you carry the minor's birth certificates, their passports must have visa, no go carry empty passports, and then a letter of authorization if you're traveling without the other parents. So but then for me, my husband was already here, so I didn't have to get a letter of authorization because he was the one who applied. Do you understand? And then if your spouse is deceased, it is best if you can carry the death certificate, but if not, that's okay. But I think it's something you should have, so that you shouldn't be, oh, I lost my spouse and so I am the primary caregiver to this child and all of that. And then this is like the general documents you should bring. A proof of your medical insurance, that's like your medical reports, like the e-form from IOM, your marriage certificates, your birth certificates and that of your child, your passport that has visa and that of your child, your introduction letter. Do not forget this, very important. A copy of your spouse study permit, your proof of funds. I did not carry proof of funds, so but it is important that you carry it. Like I already had like e-copies of my statements, so you should have everything that I have listed here are actually listed on the IRCC website, which I am going to leave a link to this information in the description section of this video, so you can also read up for yourself. Do you get? So I am now going to dive into my own experience, like what happened when I landed in Canada. When I landed in Canada, after I passed the "Hey newcomers, welcome to Canada," we went directly to the declaration station. I'm going to show you on the screen. This is what the declaration station looks like. So this is where you declare the things that you brought, your identity and a lot of other things. So basically, some people actually do like the advanced declaration before they come, which is online. I knew about it, but I did not do it. Like it didn't come to my mind to actually do that before I arrived. So when you just get there, you scan your you choose your language, scan your passport. When you scan your travel document, you answer some questions, and these are the questions you answer. And then when you answer, there'll be like a printout for you. When you get the printout, you give it to the border control officer when you're leaving the airport, which was what happened to me. So you also take like a screenshot of your face. Like the device will actually take a passport of your face and that of your baby. Do you get? So that is it. And then when you pass there, I think I had to give that form to another border control officer that actually made a mark, something of that sort, on the receipt. And after that, you go to meet the people for the interview. No, don't worry, it's not as scary as it looks. It's not as scary as people say it is. So as long as you know what you're doing, then you're good. As long as you're confident in your answers, then you're good. Okay, let's get into it. So when you go to meet the immigration officers, first thing first, I'm sure that before you leave, like before you came to meet your spouse, you already know where your spouse was living or where your spouse is currently living. You also know their course, the name of their school, and a lot of important information about them. So this was my experience. When I got there, I think people who were like a couple, husband and wife, were not allowed to meet the immigration consultant together. So one person has to represent each other. You get, so the other person will just get the passport because the whole place was crowded, and so you had to talk for your spouse and all of that. So for me, when I went there, I was asked my name, my husband's name, my baby's name, and then they asked me to present my baby's birth certificate. I was also asked to provide my marriage certificate. You remember what Egypt Air did to me? So imagine that I had to like start struggling because I already had like a copy of my marriage certificate on my Google Drive, and I was trying to access that because I downloaded the Google Drive on my iPhone. So I don't know what happened that I just couldn't find it. So I was just struggling and struggling and struggling, and I had my baby in front of me. At this time, my baby was already getting hot, like, because I wore her a very thick sweater, because when we arrived, it was raining, thinking it was going to be very cold as at then, but no. So I had to search for it, and then I found it. I showed it to the person. They asked me the name of my husband, the name of his school, what semester he is in, and he now asked me what I'm coming to Canada to do, and I was like, I'm coming to work. And he said, okay, so where do I work? I said, I don't have a job yet. I know that when I come here, I'm going to start applying for jobs. He was like, okay. While this was going on, my daughter started crying because it was hot. And since there was like a long queue and they were asking me questions, I didn't like have time to take off those, remove her from the baby carrier and then undress her, like take off the cardigan. So I just started singing for her. She was still crying. I started singing Baby Shark. At some point, the immigration officer was like, oh, you have a nice voice. I was just laughing. So after that, he asked, okay, so after now, where are you going to? I'm like, I'm going to wait for my husband to come pick me up. And he was like, to where? And I mentioned the address where we will be staying. He was like, okay. And then he printed out everything and gave it to me. So the truth is that these questions may vary. It might not be the same question they asked me that they will ask you, but what I just want to advise is that you should be confident with your questions. Be confident with your answers rather, and then answer truthfully. Know the important information that you're supposed to know so that when you're answering, you will answer confidently. So here about 20 questions that you may be asked. And if you're yet to subscribe to this channel and you're currently watching this video, hit the subscribe button now. I'm waiting. I want to say something that you do not want to miss. So if you do not subscribe, I'm not going to say it. Thank you. And if you're sharing this video with your sisters, your brothers, or whoever, tell them to subscribe and not just watch the video. Encourage us to keep making more videos, more informative videos for you. In this note, I have a list of 20 questions you might be asked, so you can just prepare around here and at the same time read up and also know information about yourself. So usually the first thing they will ask you when they see you is, oh, how are you? Can I have your passports? Which are general questions. Of course, you say you're fine or whatever you want to say. How long do you plan to stay? And this also will be asked during the declaration. Like, you have to fill it, because me, I had to type in 365 days, which was like 1 year. So if you know that your visa validity is 6 months, don't go and say 7 years. You understand? My validity is 1 year, and so I wrote 365 days for myself and my baby. And then you'll be asked, do you have medical insurance? That's like your medical reports, and then you can now show them like the medical reports from IOM, or I don't know, wherever you did your medical. They will now ask you, have you visited Canada before? You can say yes if you have visited, and you can say no if you have not visited before. They'll ask you, what is your spousal status? And you will answer, is he a student, is he working, or what does he do? Can I see his study permit? You will show yes. I was asked this, I forgot, because I had like a copy of his study permit on WhatsApp, because he shared it with me the moment he got it. So I had it, and I also had it like in my Google Drive, so I stored it there. So when he asked that, I just showed him on my phone, because I didn't have like a physical copy. So you can either have these things on hand, like physical copy, or you have like the soft copy. Anyone works. So they also asked what was the name of his school. So you need to know the name of your spouse's school, who will pick you up, which he indirectly asked me. You get, like, okay, so after now, where are you going? I'm like, oh, my husband will pick me up. What is the name of your spouse? See, when you're tense there, there are chances that you can even forget your name, not to talk of your husband's name. It can happen, but you need to be calm. You need to stay calm and be confident. Know your answers and answer them. You know that even in interviews, like, these things happen. You can be asked, okay, what do you do currently? And you're like, you are now groping for words. You get, where will you go now? That's like, where are you going to be living? Like, where will you live? Your address. So you can just say, oh, I'll be going to so and so address. That's where we'll be staying. That's the apartment we rented, and all of that. When did your spouse program start? Of course, if you guys have been planning this journey, I am sure you know when your spouse program was to start. Like, you already know, or probably you just say, oh, this is January or that's, and all of that. When would their program end? This is a no-brainer. You should know this. What is the name of their course? To be honest, the name of my husband's course is long. Up till now, I cannot remember, but I'm happy they did not ask me. But you should know yours. Yeah, you should know yours. What semester are they currently in? These are just basic questions that you should know. Are they full-time or part-time? What is your relationship with the minor? Like, for me, it's my daughter. So even if they are like your adopted kids or whatever, you can always explain your relationship. And so the birth certificate also indicates and shows that this is this person's mom. Can I see evidence of your relationship with the minor? This is where the birth certificate comes in. Yeah, you can use that as an evidence. When did you get married? I know you cannot forget this. Like, a lot of people celebrate their anniversaries. Even if you're newly married, like, it should be fresh in your memory. You should know when you got married. They can even ask if you have a picture of your spouse. Like, you can show them a picture of your spouse, maybe a happy moment you both shared together, maybe that honeymoon picture, pre-wedding picture, or anything. And where will you be working? I know I mentioned this one. This one was part of the questions that they asked me. So basically, I have listed 20 questions. So I know that these are not all the questions. It depends on the immigration officer. But then I need you to equip yourself with basic knowledge of everything that you need to know. Every information concerning your spouse's education, their status in Canada, where they'll be living, the name of their school, and every information concerning you as a parent and the minor you'll be traveling with. Even if you're not traveling with a minor, like, just have basic information, know these things. For the documents I listed, it doesn't mean that they may ask you all of these documents, but it is always good that you have them handy. It's really important to have them handy. It doesn't mean that they will ask you or tell you to provide all of these documents. Do you understand? But you should have them handy. So after singing to my baby and answering all the questions, my work permit was issued and the baby's business permit was issued as well. And this was when we left. On our way out to the baggage claim, that was when I met the Indian man. He was like, are you thirsty? I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? Because I was not the only person. Like, why did you single me out? You remember, right? And I was like, I don't even know when I said yes. He was like, okay, so you just go there, down the hallway, and then you see a tap and you can get water. So I had like a plastic bottle. You remember that plastic bottle from Egypt where I bought water? And so I took it there and I got water from the tap. And then when I got the water was really good though. I drank it for a second and then I came back there. When I came back, my Ghana was still waiting for me and I didn't see him again. Initially I was scared. I was like, could it be that the oil in my bag had popped and poured? Like, because there were so many other people there with me that were trying to like make their way, but why did he talk to just me? Probably because I just noticed, maybe because I just thought that it's maybe because we were sweating and all of that, you know. So that was why he asked us if we needed water, and then he directed us to where we will get the water. And after I left his desk, I went straight to the baggage claim to search for my bag, and that was my experience at the point of entry. My experience may not be the same with yours, but my advice is be confident. Prepare yourself and answer your questions confidently. It is not so scary. And remember, children can be fussy. I mean, during my time, I know there was a lady whose child was fussy at some point. So, I mean, I don't know why this happens, but just be patient. Do not let this make you, if it happens to you, do not let it make you lose your confidence or lose your stance. Meanwhile, guys, I passed my G1 driving test. If you want me to give you a detailed video on everything you need to know about the drive test exams in Canada, precisely Ontario, let me know in the comment section and I'm going to gist you, because like I have a lot of information to share on this. Thank you so much for all the love that you show me. Keep watching, subscribing, sharing and commenting. If there is any information you want me to talk about or you want me to share with you guys concerning the SOWP route, do not hesitate to let me know in the comment section. Again, my name is Isabella Ekong. I am a mom to a beautiful girl currently living in Canada. I share my experiences when I migrated from Nigeria to Canada, food recipes, and any other immigration information, fashion, lifestyle, whatever there is. I just share random information that I know that will be helpful to people, because maybe when I was looking for this information, I did not find it, and I feel like, oh, if I actually experience this, I should share it with people. And if you want to encourage me, please hit the subscribe button. I love you guys. Thank you and bye-bye.